When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Welcome to the senior night for the class of 2019. Let's first meet your Titans that are Malik McCall with father Leonard, mother Jackie Lou, siblings Mark Way, Leonard, and Antoine McCall, Casey Thorpe, Gaden Gibson, Darren English, Candace and Kenesha Thorpe, and Micaiah McCall, along with girlfriend Marissa Sturgill. Next, we have Nate Melendez. Nate is being escorted by mother Kelly Smith and stepfather Daniel Garcia. Also, girlfriend Jazzy Pryor. Next, we have Cairo Smith, being escorted by parents Taquia and Marcus Smith, siblings Jaden Sledge, Elias Smith, Noah Smith, Mark Smith, and grandmothers Odessa Calhoun and Olga Bryant. Next up, Matt Witherspoon, being escorted by father Philip Witherspoon, siblings Miles and Fifi Witherspoon, and Nana Holland. Next, we have Cario Edwards, being escorted by mother Amanda Wooten, Nana Sylvia Wooten, and Aunt Courtney Wooten. Next for the class of 2019, Isaiah McDowell, being escorted by father Aaron McDowell, senior, mother Candace Hamilton, siblings Candelaria, Jonathan, and Aaron Jr. Next up, Adrian Mills, being escorted by mother Barbara Dunbar, friend Matthew Witherspoon. Next up, Cameron Ortiz, being escorted by coach Matt Killian and coach Jeremy Leva. Next for the class of 2019, we have Kelvin Torres, being escorted by mother Manjali Mipkan and father Andres Torres and sister Nicole Torres. Next up is Arthur Lucas, being escorted by mother Stephanie Mounts Lucas, father Arthur Lucas, siblings Victor Diaz, Malia Lucas, and Victoria Diaz, and niece Alina Diaz. Yusuf Alzir is our next senior, being escorted by father Muhammad Alzir, brother Mahmoud Alzir, and aunts Muna Almir and Iwa Almir. Next up, we have Jace Tarpley, being escorted by mother Anita Tarpley. Next for the class of 2019, Darian Martinez, being escorted by mother Luz Ortiz, mother's boyfriend Frank, and siblings Jocelyn Rivera and Jacel Cortez. Next up is Dominic Witter, being escorted by parents Jennifer and Scott Witter. Next for your Titans is senior Zach Evans, being escorted by parents Lisa and Jerry Evans, along with siblings Lauren and Lindsay Evans. Next up, we have Cam Davis, being escorted by mother Marla Davis, father Kevin Davis, grandmother Yolanda Davis, and grandfather Andre Cheers. Next up for your Titans is Devin Zorinsky, being escorted by parents Kim and Chris Zorinsky. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we have a special senior that we are going to announce. On January 8th, 2017, Lorain High School and the Lorain High football program lost a great young man and student athlete, Fabian Mills. Fabian would have been a senior this year. Although Fabian is no longer with us physically, He will live in all of our hearts forever. Please join us as we remember Fabian Mills tonight on Senior Night with a moment of silence. Thank you. Next, let's meet the senior trainers. First up, we have Hannah Hilko, being escorted by parents Michelle and Brian Hilko and sister Mia Hilko. Next is Marquentes Graham, being escorted by teacher Stacy Vore and girlfriend Kiana Lockett. The next senior trainer is Yasmin Santos, being escorted by mother Carolyn Ortiz and uncle Tony Ortiz. Next up is Olivia Nemini, being escorted by parents Jay and Michelle Nemini, along with brother Chrisman Nemini and cousin Talia Reinhardt. The next senior trainer is Ann Briel Steplight, being escorted by mother Ann Austin, siblings Quincy Steplight and Heaven Steplight. Destiny Serrano is our next senior, being escorted by mother Stacy Martin, brother Ashton Martin, and Gary Martin. Next up is Anaya Edwards, being escorted by mother Gravanda Parker and cousins Aaliyah Barnett and Nene Lurie. Now let's have our senior golf member, which is Samuel Deandra, being escorted by mother Molly Deandra and stepfather Mike Lilly. Now let's meet our senior cheerleaders. First up, we have Tashara Corbin. She is being escorted by mother Jerry Mayberry, father Fred Daly, along with siblings James and Tanisha Mayberry, cousins Joshua and Janisa, grandmother Janice Mayberry, along with boyfriend Xavier Owens. The next cheerleader is Jasmine Smith, being escorted by mother Jennifer Smith, stepfather Terry Atkinson, grandparents Danny and Brenda Smith, along with Aunt Jessica Smith, cousin Julian Smith, and boyfriend David Weatherington. Next up is Ashanta Holloway, being escorted by mother Tawana Barker, father Kim Barker, siblings Fred Ashawn and Ashana Barker, and cousins Josiah Barker and Jameson Barker. Next, representing class of 2019 is Molly Codman, being escorted tonight by mother and father Nicole and Jeff Codman. The next cheerleader is Azaria Blair. She's being escorted by mother Monica Snipes, father Oscar Blair Jr., along with siblings Shaleon Snipes, Jada Blair, Oscar Blair III, and Makia Blair. Next up, Ariana Leandre, who's being escorted tonight by mother Rose Leandre, aunts Iris Arroyo and Kathy Otero, along with grandmother Iris Davila and cousin Marissa Kazakas. The next senior cheerleader, LaPortia Smith. She is being escorted by parents Shamika and Sean Smith, cousins Daisha Seymour, Elia Thomas, Shanice Gatewood, and friend Tasia Whitfield. Next up, we have Amani Lee. She is being escorted by mother Alberta King, grandmother Pamela Taylor, cousins Juan Ross, and Michaela Lewis. Next up, representing the class of 2019, Jalissa Vargas, being escorted tonight by parents Sonia and Julio Vargas. Next up, Caitlin Ramey Rowland. She's being escorted by mother Julie Ramey, father Michael Rowland, and brother Shane Ramey Rowland. Next up, Emily Fairchild. Emily is being escorted by parents Marisol and Kyle Fairchild and brother Emilio Fairchild. Destiny Pryor is our next senior. She's being escorted by parents Anita and Eric Pryor, along with siblings Brandon and Sharia Pryor, boyfriend Miles Sutton, and friend Maria Pedraz. Next up, we have Bianca Vega. She's being escorted by mother Morami Vega, father Antonio Cortez, siblings Jesse Roble, Camille Ortiz, and Karina Ortiz. Next up is Lizette Ornelas, being escorted by mother Leticia Orlando, father Pedro Ornelas, brothers Alexander and Jonathan Ornelas, and cousin Erica Saladin. The next senior, Sarah Colbert. She is being escorted by mother Julie Colbert, along with uncle Daniel Gonzalez, aunts Angela Gonzalez, and Elizabeth Carrion. And next we have Selena Vasquez. She is being escorted by parents Norma and Jesus Vasquez and godfather Jesus Vasquez. Next up we have the volleyball seniors and Emily Van Horn. She is being escorted by parents Dan and Danielle Van Horn and Madeline Van Horn. The next senior is Amaya Robinson. She is being escorted by mother Yvette Pippins, brother Aaron Bell, and sister-in-law Devin Bray. Next up, representing the class of 2019, is Sydney Patterson. She's being represented by parents Henry and Deb Patterson. Representing the girls' soccer team, we have Harley McQuaid, being escorted by father Mark McQuaid. And also representing the girls' soccer team, senior Genesis Marrero. She is being escorted by mother Navette Alvarez. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for all of your seniors for the class of 2019, your Lorain High Titans.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Thank you very much to all of the Lorain High seniors and their parents for everything they do for the school. Good evening and welcome to George Daniel Field. It's week 9. Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer here for the Titans hosting the Bedford Bearcats. And for Lorain, Tom, it looks like the playoffs went out the window with last week's loss, but there's still a lot to play for.
Yeah, you know, not only the playoffs, but also the league championship and everything like that. But now it's up to the coaches to keep the team focused, because we still got 2 games to play.
And still got 4-4.
Yeah.
You're going to have a winning season, you're going to have a losing season, or a 500 season.
Yeah.
And that'll be determined in these next 2 weeks.
And the game here with Bedford,
a little bit of revenge.
It's going to be the team that maybe kept them from really going real high in the playoffs last year, because they kept their seed down low.
And cost them the conference title.
Yes.
We'll be back after this timeout.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Set to kick off here, it'll be Bedford kicking from north to south at the 40-yard line. Number 82, Colin Kennedy, is the kicker. Now, I watched him warm up, and he worked on onside kicks for about 10 minutes. So if I'm Matt Weatherspoon or Malik McCall, I'm ready because that's where he was kicking him. Deep for Lorraine, number 1 and number 2. That's Tyshawn Lighty, number 1. Number 2 is Dalen Dower. Nothing major. Dalen's jersey's ripped, and it had to go out and be sewed, and it didn't get back, so he's wearing his brother's old number tonight. And we're set for football. Kennedy with the run-up, and he's going to put the left foot in the ball, and we're underway. Straight up the middle, the spinner. That's Lighty at the 21. Tiptoes up across the 30 and out to about the 33, which is where the Titans will put it in play, 1st and 10.
You know, he didn't kick it real deep, but he kicked it high enough that he got the coverage down there.
And you need one, or hopefully you get both, but you definitely need either high or bouncing. Tom, last year's football game at Bedford was one of the more entertaining games you've seen. It ended up 54-48. Bedford, they went for a 4th and 1 on their own 10-yard line with less than a minute left.
And made it by a fraction of an inch, if I remember the measurement correctly.
And Lorraine looking for a little bit of revenge tonight as they come out. Jordan Jackson is between, that is Dower and Chavis, I believe. Lighty inside of Evans on the near side. Edwards to the top, gives straight ahead. Nope, Dower bounces across the 35 to about the 37. He's going to have 3 or 4.
And that was Smith in there because Chavis, they said that he bumped up his shoulder.
Well, I know he was home sick for a day or two this week as well.
So I don't know if he's dressed on the sidelines or not even.
I'm looking around for a 32 and not see. Option look this time. Pitches out to Cairo Smith. He's going to have the 50. Lowers the shoulder, crosses the 45, goes airborne down to about the 41 for the first down. Give him 22. Little bit of turnabout. The power guy on the outside and the speed guy to the inside on the first 2 plays. And you'll look here and you'll see it. It's the fake straight ahead to Dower in the pitch. Jordan looked like he almost dropped that ball, but then Cairo makes a good move to bouncing it out. 1st and 10 Lorraine at the 42 of Bedford. Bearcats record coming in 1-7. Their only win in common with Lorraine, they both defeated Elyria early in the season. Jackson pass out to, now that is number 14. And that is Cario Edwards, I believe, in the blue.
Yes.
We haven't seen him in blue for so long. I still have him as 19. But that is Cario Edwards, 19 in white and 14 in blue, Tom. The gain is about 5. Be 2nd and 5. Now Lighty comes to the near side with Evans. The freshman Addis over the ball, snap back, option again. This one's Dower. Dower in the backfield, cuts it ahead, gets the 35, gets the first down the sideline. Dalen Dower inside the 10 maybe.
You know, that was the play that I think they were missing for maybe the last 2 games.
Right.
Yeah, you know, they pound the middle against Maple and pound the middle. That opens up that outside game, and the option is the way they get there.
And the other thing that I'm seeing right away, Tom, is this team is nowhere near as fast as Maple Heights was last week.
Well, Maple Heights was a fine team. That's why they're 8-0, going on maybe 9 tonight.
Dower straight ahead, 5, and to the house. Well, that was easy peasy. Took about 1:28. And Dalen Dower, 10 yards for the touchdown.
You know, one of the things with a game like this, when you know, we just said in the opening that the season's not over, even though they're not going to be into the playoffs this year. This may be a game where you try to get some statistics because that's important for young kids. You know, and I like to see maybe Evans catch a few passes to get him up in the ranks because all of a sudden you got to build up your huddle.
Snap high, kick up, might have been tipped, but Rodriguez boots it through. And just like that, Titans on top, 7-zip. Nice job by Nickel, the holder. let's credit the front of that offensive line. We didn't get much of a chance. Arthur Lucas and Yusef Al-Zir are the guards. And the tackles are Colin Thomas and Darian Martinez, along with the freshman center. And that is Jacob Addis, number 71. And
I think he's taken every single snap at center, except for maybe some of the long snaps. But
right.
And no, after I seen one of his scrimmages where he didn't really do well as a ninth grader, they corrected those problems, and he's taken every single snap. I don't remember a bad one.
And
knock on wood, obviously.
At that scrimmage, Tom, we both saw the same thing. Was he was having trouble, but a combination of coaching and self-correcting got the job done, because he finished that scrimmage strong, and hasn't had a problem, as you say, knock wood, all year. So a nice drive there by Jordan Jackson. He was 1-1, the 5-yard completion to Edwards. Everything else on the ground, and it was Dower and Smith the whole way. 67 yards for the touchdown altogether. And I think I can confirm to you that Savon Chavis is not in uniform.
See him on the sideline.
Mark Rodriguez to kick off. Foot into ball. It's a bouncer to the 35, picked up there by Giovanni Holmes, one of the upbacks. And he is a running back, and he's out to the 48, 49. Titans gave up yardage crossing the field there. That's the kind of return that takes a long time. But
and you have to be disciplined to stay in your lanes, because if everyone starts crowding over to the left, all of a sudden he breaks it through a seam. But they stayed in their lanes.
Melendez at the near end, McDowell at the far end. Now Melendez is at linebacker, McCall at the far end, and submarine there, not much, maybe a yard for the tailback. That's number 33, Marcus Klein. Give him a yard, and basically just tripped up in the backfield. Nobody up to make the play. Cairo Smith and who's that up in the middle? I don't think that's Torres. Snap back, rolling, throwing. Evans
just off his fingertips.
That was a great job by Zach.
Yep.
He got the hand up, knocked it away, and immediately looked for the ball. And he was looking at lots of stripes and a Browns helmet.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 9 for Bedford on their first series after Lorraine took it in on the first possession. Zach Evans, the near side. Jalen Cheers, the far side linebacker. Cam Davis out here. He's glad to not be looking at Mustangs. There's a flag in the backfield. It's going to be a holding as the QB, number 8, Ramel Hester, gets ahead for about 8. It's going to be about a yard short for a first down, but I think they're going to take it back just to convince him not to go for it. That flag was out early.
We talked about Lorraine Addis, 9th grader. Their Ramel Hester, the quarterback, also listed as a 9th grader in the program.
Okay, I did not recognize that until you just pointed it out, Tom. Very good. So that is Kelvin Torres in the middle. He looks very slim tonight. Lighty is at one safety, and Javon Manning at the other. Far corner is Devontae Jackson, the sophomore. Now Lighty comes up as there's trips to the near side for Hester. Evans shows blitz. Here he comes. That's a bubble screen to Holmes, number 2. Breaks one tackle. He's out to the 45. Stop there. Torres got there to help out McDowell. Cam Davis finished it off.
I think Lighty was the first hit and didn't make the tackle, but he did set him.
Lighty, I think, came up and stripped the interference for sure. We'll see it here on the replay. There's the blitz, and now Lighty's the one that got a hand. Got the blocker and a hand.
But it forced him to go inside into traffic.
Yes. Now there's a whistle. Timeout, Bedford. It's a math timeout. They didn't have 11.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, things couldn't have opened up much better for Coach McFarland. And, with the 1-7 team, you're expecting a little
Yes.
bit easier go of it, but you take the opening kickoff in about 6 plays, go down and score, and then force a 3 and out at 4th and 13. Lighty is deep. Giovanni Holmes, one of the running back wide receivers, is deep punt formation. He just had the bubble screen. Number 1 defense still out there. Boot is low. That's a headache. And bounces inside the 20 and down to the 15. Lighty had no choice. That just got.
Well, Jalen Smith, who was number 5 for them, he was almost overrunning the ball. He was down there
Right.
so quick.
Well, that ball didn't get more than 7-8 feet over off the ground.
But it rolled the whole way.
It was the kind last week, if you watched the Maple Heights game, on one of those, Cairo Smith jumped up in the air and caught it. So, second possession for Lorraine begins at their 15. Jordan Jackson gets organized. It's Evans on the near side now. Lighty goes out to the slot inside of Edwards.
See, I can see them thinking about Evans. Now, he's a
Yep.
little taller than number 1 over there, and number 1 has given him about a 4-yard cushion.
If he can post him up, he's going to get him. I can tell you that. If you can get to the body, straight ahead. Cairo, couple of yards across the 15. Dower stuck his nose in to lead him. Let's give him 3, make it 2nd and 7. As much as I like that look, I think I want to get a first down first and
Yes.
get it out of the
Yeah.
shadow of my goal line. Near side hash, it begs for an option to the far
Here it
side,
comes.
Tom. Straight back, Jackson, pump fakes,
There's Evans deep.
but he's in trouble. Jackson's in trouble, throws it. That's a good job by Jordan. That's what we didn't get the last couple weeks.
I
right there,
thought he
Tom.
was throwing the ball away, but there was a receiver over there, so he seen him and figured he'll put it where no one else could catch it.
Yep.
But that was excellent. In 3 games ago, he would have taken the sack.
Last week we took the sack on stuff like that. So it's 3rd and 7 for Lorraine on their 18-yard line. They lead 7-0 with 8:15 to go in the first quarter. Same formation, Lighty to the far side. Jackson rolls that way. He throws off the hands of Cario Edwards, incomplete. That's a tough one on the run,
Yes.
and he didn't get it right to him. Cario had a shot, but it would have been a nice catch. Instead, it's 4th down. The Titans come out with what appears to be a punt team. I see Kelvin Torres, 51, out to long snap. Now this week I see Devontae Jackson handling the punting.
But I also see Dalen Dower in there, and they have worked
Dower
fake punts.
and Cairo Smith.
Yeah, they have worked fake punts off of a punt formation.
Now here comes McDowell, trying to give us 11. Definitely unbalanced. Jackson with a good snap. Takes his time getting it away,
I
though,
think
and
he
it
got
might have
no-
been partially blocked.
The penalty flag got thrown, though.
Okay, there was a flag back at the punter. So I don't know if it was that or a hold, because Dower was in the neighborhood as well.
I think I saw the official throw the ball as he was getting knocked down.
Okay, now if it's running into, it's 5 yards. I think you take it and kick again because it makes it 4th and 2.
Yeah, the punt actually bounced backwards. So yes, you do want to take this penalty.
I don't know if you have the choice of taking it from the line or from the end of the punt. Would be my question. If it's 15 on them, obviously you take the first down.
Yeah.
So they're going to take it back to the line. Now the chain crew, part of them want to leave and part of them want to stay. So we'll find out from the walk-off. It's the 5-yard variety, but that makes it 4th and 2.
And I see the offensive
And the
line.
offensive line comes back out. So that changes the strategy. Cairo Smith to the bench. He would be their inside guy to me. Oh, it's the secret agent.
Yeah, McDowell's in.
McDowell. I saw Isaiah and his dad at the freshman or JV game last Friday, and both in unison said to me, "Tell Coach to give him the ball more."
Were they really loading up this box?
It's Jackson on a keep, and he's in trouble.
No, he did.
He got a block. He still has. It's going to be close. It's going to be on the spot. If this guy on this side has it, then it's not a first down. And it doesn't look like it is. Looks like it's going to be about a foot short. I don't think they need to measure, as I think it was on the line. They had to get to the line. Yeah, he's a half a yard to a yard short.
Well, they lost yards on that, but now they got to,
that hurts.
play some defense.
In the field position exchange, you're giving up the ball on the 24-yard line, your own. You got a 7-0 lead, but Bedford's kind of playing with house money here. Shotgun formation now. DeCarlian Townsend, 10, is behind Aaron Stone, 44, I believe. And the quarterback, Ramel Hester, calls out the signals. Twins to the near side. Now in motion comes Jaden Smith. And they fake the jet sweep and the deep handoff. And Hester's in trouble. And Zach Evans has got him. Zach did a good job there, both making the tackle and avoiding the horse collar. Because anytime you see the hand go up near the shoulder pads,
you worry about that. Yes, here it comes.
So loss of 5. And you'll see he went up.
He did have him by.
He had a jersey. You got to have the pads for it.
To be a real horse collar.
Yep. So 2nd and 15. That helps a little. But it's definitely 4-down territory for Bedford. Under center now goes Hester. I formation. Townsend behind.
See, they're in a tight end right now.
Right. Back, straight ahead. Nowhere. That's DeCarlian Townsend, the running back. Of course, last year they had the big All-Ohio Kenneth Wilkins, who ended up going to Michigan State.
I think he went to Marshall.
Did he go to Marshall?
Yes.
Okay.
He had offers from a lot of the other big Division ones.
Well, I knew it was green and began with M.
Yeah. I just talked to the coach down there, asked him if they had another running back like him, and they said no.
Nobody does. He shredded us last year. He was the best back I've seen in a long time. Hester in shotgun has Stone back there with him, kind of as a personal protector, I would believe. Straight back, looking to throw into the slot. Nice catch. And that's right where they hurt. We got hurt all last week. Was in front, in the middle, and that was number 5, Jaden Smith. And he just did what Maple Heights did last week, is he went down about 15 yards and turned.
Well, they get into that under coverage because Lorraine's linebackers are more concerned with the run.
Right.
And they're the people that stop that little curl at the 10-yard range.
Yeah, with only 3 defensive linemen, you have to play run with your 2 linebackers almost. Now there's a timeout, and it's a sideline warning on Lorraine. Now I can't imagine why either team would get a sideline warning when the ball is 30 yards from the benches.
Usually a sideline warning is just someone's out there in the that little neutral area.
One of the officials runs into somebody. We actually got a penalty for that at one game this year. I don't remember where it was. Under center now, power eye right. This is an old one.
Yeah, they're going to that tight end again.
Fumbled the snap, picked it up, handed it to the big fella Stone up the middle for about a yard. I'm going to put him down to about the 12.
See, this type of an offense puts Lorraine at a little bit disadvantage because their outside linebackers have to come in and play
tight ends.
Tight end, which they're capable, but they haven't been coached that way. Yes.
Straight back again. Hester on the slant has a man inside the 5 for the first down. And that was easy peasy, Tom. He didn't he didn't have to do anything except cut in front of the corner who was off that far. You'll see the space here. See, he's right in front of him without having to make a move.
As you get closer to the goal line, you got to play inside and still be able to cover the fade.
And that's one of their premises is make them throw the ball through you or over you.
You can't play head up when you're on the 2-yard line.
Straight backhand to Stone. And he got nothing
He might have
except
lost
the
a
ball
yard.
might have come loose. First down, Lorraine.
Oh, wow.
So the defense holds. And on the bottom of the pile, Javon Manning, number 13, up from his safety spot. That ball came out late, so I'm sure somebody pulled it out. Let's see on the replay if we can get a look at who might have got an arm in there. Here it comes. Number 9, if I had to guess. Stone gets the ball. He's hit by the middle of the line, and you see it. It's Manning pulling it loose. Manning stole it and then fell on it.
Yeah.
Great job by the sophomore. That's a very heady play from a young player. Now, the bad news is that Jordan Jackson's standing in his end zone. Snap back is good. Hand off to Cairo Smith, who got hit maybe for a safety. He got out because the official over here says he got to the 1. Here's where the gun hurts you.
Yeah. Actually, to the half.
Yeah. When we say to the 1, it's because that's the lowest number there is on a football field. It's really close to the goal line.
I would say it's to the inch.
Yeah. Now Smith out.
So
no, that's not Smith out. That is Jackson out. We got the Wild Titan. Dower at quarterback with Cairo Smith next to him. Fumbles the snap. This is going to be 2. Safety.
Yeah. Well.
Dalen Dower tried to make a play before he had the ball there, and it's 7-2 Lorraine on the safety. Now that gets it out of high. Could have been worse.
You know,
could have been better.
If you were looking for the positive, they didn't pick up the 7, only the 2.
I was going to say most safeties are something for everyone. And
now you get a chance to kick it out of there, but they get to receive. So
and you're kicking from your 20, not your 40. So if you take the corresponding field position, that's going to put them on the Lorraine High side of the 50 a long way before. Now, the other thing that I'm sure you will do here is have Rodriguez kick rather than a punter. You know, as you get closer and closer to the professional ranks, most teams will use their punter, who's more consistent and specialist.
And kick it.
Kicks 3 hours
high,
a day.
Yeah. Mile high and 50 yards.
But
I think I like to kick it deep, but down on one of the sidelines.
You kick it out of bounds, it comes across the 50 to the 45, or they make you kick again.
After a 5-yard penalty.
Right. Straight ahead line drive. That's a great angle.
Ooh, just would stay
what
in
a
bounds.
shame.
Yeah.
Out of bounds at the 34, but as we said, that takes it to the 45 of Lorraine. Now the Titan defense held. Because that's a 25-yard penalty from where you kick.
Yeah, I don't think Lorraine is lining up.
I don't think the officials are either.
They don't know. I think there's a discussion here. They probably have not seen this.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't say anything because they might hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. They're on the wrong side of the 50. Anything. Now they're going back.
Now you figured it out.
Yeah, it's the 45, but it's the good guy's 45, not the bad guy's 45. The penalty on an out-of-bounds kick is 25 yards from the place.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at the 20, so that makes it the 45, which is why we are where we are. 1st and 10, Bedford. A 2-run single put them on the board, and it's 7-2. Hester calls it out right at the 50. He's got a back behind him, turn, gives straight ahead. And nice hole there. Ankle tackle by Jalen Cheers on Jaden Smith, but the gain is 5, 2nd and 5. Whistle timeout.
Kelvin
Torres has been playing on a bad ankle for Weeks.
I know he limped off the game over at
my
Maple
goodness.
last week.
I was surprised to see him out there today, but it's a senior in his last 2 games, so he's going to want to play. Tracy Menges out, and let's see. He's trying to get up. Coach Mack out there with some concern.
Okay. I seen against Maple, he hopped off the field to stay
yeah,
off that bad ankle.
It was brutal.
But came back in the game.
Yeah, and they capitalized on his lack of mobility in those drops as well. Okay, they're going to help him up. And he's a hobbling. Now he's going to jog off. He's a gamer. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, he is.
Number 51, Kelvin Torres.
He's as tough as they come.
Yep. Now they'll switch it up. Matt Weatherspoon, number 3, comes in on the nose. And the secret weapon, number 40, Isaiah McDowell, drops back to Torres' linebacker spot. You know, you're short Chavis, or he'd be there. I think Delapola would be next man up as well. Under I formation, McDowell's coming. And avoiding the blitz for 6 yards is Jaden Smith, number 5. Tyshawn Lighty up from the safety.
With an ankle tackle and just held on for dear life.
Moves the ball. Look who's coming back, Tom.
Yeah.
51 back for 40. Weatherspoon still over the ball. I think Kelvin's got one of those things that when it happens, it hurts.
Yeah.
And once you get over the initial hurt,
yeah,
he can forget it. He's tough enough to forget about it. That's straight ahead, and that's Smith again inside the 25 for another first down. And now he's hopping on one leg.
But
Smith with back-to-back first down carries, 11 that time. And they went away from the run blitz and were able to evade Kelvin that time as he was the backer staying deep. 1st and 10 at the 24. Bedford was down here inside the 5 and fumbled the ball. That led to the safety. Straight ahead, and another big hole
and another
in
fumble.
The middle. Did he? This one's down.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Bedford ended up with it.
Yeah, it was a fumble then.
Andre Bethea, number 3. Every one of these guys is listed as a defensive back, Tom, or the defensive back wide receivers are the ones carrying the ball. Now, Bethea is one of those 5'9", 167-pound junior behind a 6', 170, no, let's see, 5'11", 150-pound freshman. Hester calls him out, twins to both sides. Straight in the backfield, and that's hit. And that is Zach Evans. All the way back to the 20 for a loss of about 6.
See, they brought all 3 linebackers that time, Zach and the 2 inside linebackers. They filled every single gap.
And that's a premise of the Lorain defense with a minute 35 to go is we play gaps. And Zach was just unblocked into the backfield because when everybody blocked down, there was nobody left for him.
But if I read this right now, if they're thinking about the same thing, they're thinking about a pass.
Right. And it looks like they're going to gap to the other side. And here comes Evans again. Made him step up over the middle, though. Knocked away and picked off. And it's Javon Manning again. He had help that time.
I think he caught that ball in his back, if I'm not
Well, somebody got a hand on that one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was Devontae Jackson. I'm sure we'll get another look at it, but Javon Manning on the spot again for the second time. Interception in the end zone. We'll get a look at it. Evans comes in free again. The back chips him, but he forces the QB up into the wash. The wobbly throw, that's Cam Davis, number 20.
Cam Davis knocked it down, almost took it on his back until Javon takes it away from him.
So 1st and 10 Titans. The defense dodges another bullet. The offense got to help them out here and hold the ball for a while. 1:09, the Titans have had the ball for all of about 2 minutes in this quarter. Tyshawn Lighty got about 5 or 6.
I seen that during the warm-ups, Bedford's defense was working against that same play. I know. Anytime you see a Lorraine film, you see
Right.
Tyshawn runs that at least once or twice for big gains usually.
7 that time. And they've run some passes off of that lately. Both Lighty and Evans threw the ball last week. Option, nope, it's student body left. Jordan Jackson.
Little stagger step.
Yep. Outside to the 40. I think there's a flag on the far side of the field, though. I think it's a sideline warning, though, on Bedford. So the play's going to stand, if I'm correct. The flag is clear over next to the down marker. Out of bounds.
No, Jordan is becoming more and more of a runner. You know, last week against Maple, he took that little inside.
He made a play last week that he wouldn't have made against Elyria. You know, he's growing up as a runner.
And that little stagger step he had there picked him up another 10, 12 yards.
And he's out to the 44. 1st and 10 Titans with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Ball marked ready for play. Jackson looks, he's got trips out there. The rain's coming down a little bit now.
And look at Zach Evans.
Zach
one-on-one
Evans,
with a safety on the far side of the field.
Yeah.
Now he has to be able to get open. He has to be able
Austin
to.
Rozier Bush. He backed off now. Bubble screen off the hands.
Yeah. You got to get the ball down a little
Mario
bit.
Edwards. Colin Thomas was out there in good shape to throw a block, wasn't he?
Yep.
And you can be downfield if the ball's thrown behind the line,
Yes.
which it was. So 2nd and 10. Coach Huff out there, he's the towel guy as they rotate dry balls into the game. I didn't realize till I looked up toward the light towers how hard it is raining, Tom.
Yeah, they predicted this, but
Now the umbrellas are starting to come out in the stands.
we was hoping it was going to hold off to the end of the game.
Jackson with a false step follows the back in the hole across the 50, and he double dribbles, and it's going to be Bedford's ball. It just dropped.
Yeah. Well, what he has to learn when he does go up the middle, he can't be carrying the ball like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
We used to say, now you got to tuck it away.
Well, because when it's wet, it's like carrying a watermelon seed between your fingers. And that's what it did. It just popped out.
When you run around in, you're a quarterback, but when you run up the middle, you're like a fullback.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It was untouched, but it'll be a turnover, and Bedford will have the ball at the 47. Now, this is the worst field position they've had since their first. Well, it's the worst field position they've had because the kickoff, they returned to the 49. Now, Torres comes up to put a hand on the ground, and looks like Lighty is in at linebacker.
So they're moving into that tight end formation again.
Well, they go 4 down linemen or 4 off defensive linemen with that tight end. Straight ahead, nothing for Stone. He's going to have a no gain because it was a good run, because he was hit in the backfield. Now, one thing I know is that Kelvin is going to be a lot more able to play with his hand on the ground. Hand in the pebbles, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So we've played one here at the George. Lorraine 7, Bedford 2. Back with more after this timeout.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim, or e-claim, for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Back here for the start of the second quarter. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Bedford Bearcats at their 47-yard line. They just got a turnover, compliments of the Titans. And no gain on first down. Under center, it's a toss. It's Stone looking for the corner. Lighty used the speed to get him, knocked him out of bounds after about a yard gain to the 48.
If you see someone going down on a Lorraine defender going down on someone's ankle, you almost assured Slady.
Well, you know, what's funny there is the adjustment they made on first down, putting Torres down and bringing Lighty up, is what made that play, because Kelvin Torres on one leg isn't getting to the sidelines like Tyshawn Lighty does.
Yeah, I like the number of linemen they have here.
Got 4 down linemen now.
Yes.
As Torres has moved in, straight back to throw is Hester. He wants it all. He's got a man out there, overshot him. Ooh. That was a little miscommunication in the secondary. Giovanni Holmes was open behind Jackson, and Manning not over, and Jackson just gave the my bad sign to Coach Wilt.
Well, one thing you suffer with the fourth lineman is you only have one safety, and Lighty's playing up.
Right.
So now that cornerback has to be able to cover one-on-one.
Right. And to the short side of the field, he has to take him the whole way.
Yes.
Lighty is deep for the anticipated punt from Giovanni Holmes. The first one was a line drive straight up the middle. This one is too. That's going to leave a mark, but Lighty catches it and takes it out across the 35-40. Talk about some yak right there, the little fella.
I've been watching.
Tyshawn Lighty's listed at 5'10" and 180.
He put down his head and used his shoulder to come in. Well, in years past, which is last year, he would have jived around a little bit, and maybe lost some, maybe gained some. This time he's running straight ahead,
and
north-south.
Figuring out, take what you can get, and we'll see it again. And that's low, and he catches it, and just let's go. And he got 20 yards on the return. Jackson up to the line, calls him out, steps back, wants Evans. Evans goes to the ground and caught it.
Got it.
That's a nice play by Zach Evans. We won't get a good look at it unless it's from the field because he has his back to us, but he went down and got underneath one that was a little bit low for a 5-yard gain. Titans quickly to the line. They want to play tempo. Evans again. Let's see if they work that short one until they can get him long on a hitch and go. Jackson, option, Dower. Line, 50 in the first down, cuts it up across the 45, knocked out of bounds at about the 43.
Lighty out there from his slot was doing a great job of hand fighting for the blocks. Keep the hands in front of you. Don't let them go out past your body.
I don't know if you people out there on social media had a chance to see the run that he made, Tyshawn Lighty made with a completed pass last week, but it's one of the best moves I've ever seen. Back to live action, 1st and 10 at the 43. Straight ahead, Cairo Smith caught to the line and maybe a yard before the pile pushes him back. It looks like they're going to give him the 42. Now Bedford appears to be trying to do the same kind of thing that Lorraine's doing defensively, and that they're shooting gaps and getting into the backfield to disrupt things.
That's why you got to run one or two up in the middle just to keep them doing that to open up this outside game.
Now Dower comes out, twins to each side, and McDowell is the single setback. Dower in motion. Comes back and says something to Jordan. That wasn't motion, that was a secret. Now, jet sweep, fake the reverse, and Lighty cuts it ahead. Lighty inside the 25, 20, down near, fumbled it. Boy, there's great hustle by somebody running alongside.
That's Zach, wasn't it?
Evans again.
Yes. Now, Zach Evans, have a highlight film here because I'm sure, in 2 weeks when people start looking for some, scouting going on.
If Zach Evans isn't a Division I receiver, then I don't know one. I mean,
exactly.
The size, the speed.
Attitude.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a football player. He knows the game. You look for experience. Jackson up under center right now. I formation, Dower's behind McDowell. Lighty and Evans to the near side.
This is usually a quick pitch or a sweep pitch.
Straight ahead isolation. Dower inside the 10 to the 9. Let's see, they're going to mark him right at the 10 and say he bounced.
They rounded off to the even numbers.
Yeah. 9.5 to go, second quarter, 7-2 Lorraine, and it's 2nd and 3 Titans from the 10. Same formation, I. Let's see if Isaiah gets a carry here. Nope, toss sweep to Dower. Dower gets the corner. Isaiah's looking for somebody to hit, but Dower's in the house. Isaiah McDowell went away looking for somebody to hit.
Yeah. One thing about Lorraine's wide receivers, they do block.
So in the second quarter with 9:13 to go, Dalen Dower on his second 10-yard run. And nice job by Cario Edwards there. He blocked the corner until the corner couldn't make a play.
Yes.
Clear down to the goal line. So Dalen Dower has both touchdowns here tonight in his brother's old number.
Yeah.
Nickel, and Rodriguez got that one blocked. Didn't get it up in the air, and there was too much penetration from the right side. So your run-of-the-mill 13-2 score here with 9:13 to go in the half. Not sure who got that or where the pressure came from, but it was kind of like a jailbreak.
Did we see a replay on the? I think number 2 was the deepest one in there, but I don't know if he got it from the side or did someone over the middle get it.
And it wasn't the highest kick to begin with. And they were back there. So 13-2 on a pair of Dower 10-yard runs. And the Titans on top here with 9:13 to go. And Rodriguez set to kick off. I take that same shape kickoff from about one step farther over, because that'd force him to pick it up.
Yeah, if there's anything he should be working on in the future, and in the future maybe next year, he's only a junior, is to keep that ball in bounds, but not in the area where they can run it back to.
So Rodriguez has it spotted. You know, the other thing, Tom, is you see when you watch games is the different angles that they tee the ball up. That's just all about learning, too. Short approach, good kick, high, down to the 20-yard line, picked up on a bounce there, and the Titans hem him in and tackle inside the 25.
Whoever had him first did a great job down
Mills
there.
was the second guy down, but I think that was Masari, the first guy down. Esteban Masari.
Because that ball bouncing around on the ground
Here
sometimes
it
is
is.
the one they can break away.
This was good assignment, special teams. There it is. Oh, it's not. It is number 8, Malik McCall.
Yep.
Masari was second one down. I formation for Bedford. They saw it work for Lorraine. Bobbled the ball. It's down on the ground. Manning's back there. Oh, no, that's Cheers.
Seen a 3. Seen a fumble.
Yep.
Just assume Manning.
So loss of about 6 there takes it back to, let's see where they finally spot it, the 17. Weatherspoon and Torres are at defensive tackles. Melendez and McCall, 3 and 8, are the ends. Cheers and Evans, the outside backers. Now, big cushion from Devontae Jackson. Straight back has the tight end running free up the middle. First down and more. Nobody took the tight end.
Well, see, that's a thing with the 3 versus the old 5.
Right.
Is that defensive end was taught to you slow that tight end down just to give your safety some time.
That was up from the safety. That was Adrian Mills, who's playing in the middle now for Torres, 26. No, Torres is down, that's why. But there's a single safety for the
But
Titans.
Torres will be taking that. There he held him up.
Yep. And Cheers trying to pull it loose. After a couple, tackle was made by number 9, Cairo Smith. That was Jaden Smith, got 2. Jalen Cheers would have pulled that free from a lot of guys because he's one of the stronger Titans just through the chest.
Yeah. I like the effort on that.
Now, if number 2's not offsides right now, then just looking at where the ball is and where his foot is. Toss sweep to the near side. Cheers got hooked. Mills, nice job. Adrian Mills up along with Kelvin Torres from his defensive tackle spot. Makes it 3rd and about 4 at the 44.
I like that position for Torres as a down because he's a wrestler.
Well,
a big wrestler. He got that awareness of being on the ground.
And his ankle is spaghetti right now. Tight splits for Bedford. I formation, straight back, wanting to throw. Has a man in between. Jackson behind, Cheers in front, but the catch is made by Giovanni Holmes, and he's across the 50 to the 40 for a first down.
I think last week, Cam Davis was going on to their number 1 receiver all the time.
Well,
or Dalen Dower sometimes.
Right now.
Yeah.
With no safety, now you can't let him get behind you out here, so you have to kind of keep it in front. Straight back toss sweep to the far side. Out ball on the ground. Still Titans ball. 51.
Yeah.
Kelvin Torres, the 3rd turnover Lorraine has caused. Well, Lorraine didn't cause it. Lorraine has capitalized
on that because that was just a bad pitch.
Right. The pitch and catch wasn't made, and Kelvin Torres was right there to fall on the ball.
This is good field position for Lorraine. This might be their best start.
Ball on the ground. And it certainly is the first time they started over the 50. Jackson give in the backfield. Dower's trying to bounce it outside. It wasn't designed to go there. Making something out of nothing. Boy, it looked like he got face masked. He's down across the 35 to the 33. Did you see the head go down?
I did. We'll see a replay maybe.
Yeah.
I think he was very close to 1,000 yards if I read the paper correctly. So now he's well over 1,000.
Watch his head. Now, this is an inside play. And now watch right here. See the head go down?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 1st and 10 Lorraine at the 33. Straight back Jackson.
Here's
they wanted a screen, but they picked up Lighty. Now he throws it to Evans. Good alertness by Zach. It's going to get something out of nothing.
Good alertness
there's going to be
by Jordan too.
Yeah, but it's going to come back because Martinez was 10 yards downfield, which is what happens on a screen pass.
Yes.
No flag now because the ball was thrown behind the line.
They waved that off?
Yeah, because Zach was standing on the 35 behind the line of scrimmage.
Which you're allowed. It's
great hustle by Darian Martinez. He was down looking for a safety. Stack formation on the near side. Lighty hiding behind Evans. Option look and pitches just to Dower. Outside, got the corner, got a first down, cuts it back up. Dalen Dower trying to go cross field is pulled down at the 10. He started to shift the football and it came loose. I think he held on. It never came out, but it took the wind out of the sails of the move he was trying to make. There was nothing at all here. This is just individual ability. The movie puts on Jay Sean Calloway, number 6, and then I guess the ball didn't come loose as much as his arm swung. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Maybe it's the 10. High snap. Jackson on a run. Jackson in trouble. Jackson lost something. Jackson going to run out of bounds at the 25. I don't know what that is that came off of who.
Oh, he always carries that little towel.
Is that what it was,
Yeah.
a towel? It's red. It's like the old AFL penalty flags. It's red and black. Tyshawn Lady's got it. Might be his pouch. Might be a hand warmer.
Maybe.
So, big loss back to the 25. He made a little bit better than it could have been. Running around and trying to throw it and get it past the line of scrimmage are a whole lot of things when you're back 20 yards, which is where he was. Good snap that time, straight back. Jackson wants Evans. Jackson's got Evans. Oh, just overthrew him. Zach was behind the defender, Andre Bethea. A little bit of air underneath that.
And he got a little bit inside of him, too. So,
Right. Right. I mean, we talked about making him throw it through you. Well, Zach had taken that away coming inside. So it's 3rd and 24. Now, if it's 4th down here, what do you think?
3rd?
Nice.
Field goal?
I don't see anybody warming up. Snap back.
Maybe.
Jackson in trouble. He's over the line when he threw it.
I don't see a flag.
There isn't one. That's a heck of a play. Tyshawn Lighty from Jordan Jackson.
Hey, do you think somebody in the crowd here is going to take it?
Did you see the officials?
Credit for that? Because he kept somebody in the crowd yell, throw it.
Well, 4:36 to go in the half, and Tyshawn Lighty, 25-yard pass. And we'll see, the ball was on the 25-yard line. So let's see where Jordan gets to. Remember, both feet have to be over. 30.
But
you know what? He was up in the air. He hadn't come down across the line. That's great awareness by Jordan Jackson.
He threw from about the 22 because he took about a 3-yard leap, didn't he?
Yeah. It was like the broad jump. Now the Titans will try to chase the missed extra point here. It's 19-2. You're up 3 scores because the safety is only 2. It's the lonesome Titan. Dower, that's Lighty behind Dower. Tyshawn wants to throw. Shot puts it in, intended for Cario Edwards, but it was knocked away. So 19-2. Titans by 17. And just your routine 3rd and 25 touchdown pass on a broken play.
Very broken play.
When your quarterback was up in the air making a jump pass.
So he's becoming much more field aware, too.
Yes. Well, he got one of those a couple weeks ago, I remember. I can't remember where it was. It might have been at Cleveland Heights.
Yeah,
Titans to kick again, up 17. 4:36 to go in the half. Stranger danger. Mark Rodriguez waiting for a football. Now here comes somebody with one. Rodriguez puts it on the tee. It's not really a tee anymore, Tom. You know, it's almost like a little cup.
Yeah.
It's not one of those old orange things with the prongs like, you know, we used to use. You know, and the points that might dig into the turf a little bit and hold it still. It's a looks like an inverted juicer. Like an inverted lemon squeezer.
Well, whoever invented the self-holder so they could kick by themselves without someone standing there hold for them, you know, there's a rich man.
Yep. The 3-pronged little brother. Nobody can pull their finger away. That's going to go out of bounds. Or is it? No, it's not.
See, that's the kind
of
kick.
Perfect kick.
That's the kick.
Titans take him down at the 18-yard line.
That's exactly
Mills
the kick I've been talking about right there.
And cheers.
Perfect.
let your guys run down. If you didn't, we caught one of those on a bounce at Cleveland Heights, and it was Adrian Mills.
A lot of times the receiver doesn't know whether to let it roll out of bounds.
He wanted to let it roll, and he saw it kind of kick, the unusual shape of the football, kicked it back into play. Now Weatherspoon out and McDowell in on the nose. Torres back as they got 4 receivers, so it back to the 3-man line. There's still a tight end on this side, I believe. Straight ahead, the big hole. That's Smith. Smith out across the 45. McCall from his defensive end.
Ran him down, yes.
From his linebacker, ran him down, but he's out to the 47 for about a 30-yard gain. And I don't know if that was just a guessed right or somebody threw a heck of a lead block. He didn't have a lead blocker. So it was just hat on hat up front, unless they pulled a guard. Hester, low snap, gives same play other side, same result. By the jersey, Lighty drags down Jaden Smith, number 5, but he's got another big gain and a first down. He's got 16 that time. So they changed formation. The Titans changed up defenses.
I see Weatherspoon came running in.
Weatherspoon, so there go Weatherspoon for McCall, who's chased him down twice downfield. Trips to the near side for Hester. This is the formation that's given. Well, now they bring the back up alongside Hester. Smith next to him on this side. Bad snap. Hester following him into the hole. Give him props for fielding it, let alone getting a couple yards on the play. That wasn't rolled back to him. .318 to go. Clock ticking here. 2nd and 8. And that's 3:18 in the half. 19-2. Lorain on top. Now they go back with Smith behind Hester. That's 157 behind 150 for those of you keeping the score. Low snap is handled. Gives straight ahead. Nice job by the interior that time. Matt Weatherspoon on the bottom. Jalen Cheers also in there, along with Isaiah McDowell. And it's 3rd down and call it 6. Now, once again, I think we probably get 19-2 in 4-down territory.
Yeah, see, they're still in a single safety because they brought
Bad
Lighty up.
snap yet again. Ball bounces. No signal. I guess he caught it.
Caught it.
Catch was made by Andre Bethea. McDowell still lobbying for incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and short. Bigger back, Stone in next to Hester.
See, I think I jumped Torres down on the line. They only have a yard to go.
Well, I would think that they're going to, send both backers or all 3. Let's see what Evans does up top there. Snap is low. Give is to Stone. He's got the first down and more. Down inside the 25 to the 22. Credit the right side of the Bedford line.
Yeah. Sometimes I go for somebody with their hand on the ground rather than someone coming from about 4 yards deep.
Well, you just occupy a guy quicker. Now, the reason you got him up is so that you can move him side to side easier. Stone stays in. Hester follows him, but that's Cheers from the outside. First one on the play. Torres on the inside as well. Cheers penetrated and cracked down on it. You'll see him coming there. And then Kelvin Torres slid into the picture along with Isaiah McDowell. No gain, 2nd and 10. Minute to go, first half. Bedford with 2 times out left. Snap back again low. He wants to throw, wants it all. Too tall. Nice position there by Javon Manning in front of the receiver. That was well done by the youngster. Giovanni Holmes, their number one receiver on the evening, and Manning got in front of him and said, if you want to get it to him, you're going to have to throw it through me. Just what we talked about. Weatherspoon on late for Lorraine as Bedford swaps guys in replacing McDowell. A little bit more speed to chase after Hester with 52 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 10. Smith to the near side now, the scat back instead of Stone. Snap down, they want to hand it off. Hester keeps it to the 20.
Trying to run a little that read counter.
A little bit of that zone read. Now there's a timeout. It's Bedford with 45 seconds is up against 4th and 7. And they're going to take time to talk about it.
Bedford still has 2 timeouts left.
They have one now.
One, okay.
Because they used one early when they didn't have 11 guys on the first punt.
Okay. Yeah, you said it was a mathematical problem.
So, of course, at halftime, you hear the Lorraine High band warming up, and you also have the Marching Bearcat band. And both of these two marching bands usually put on an entertaining show, whether you're here or on the turf at Bedford. So Bedford out on 4th down and 7. Hester's got a play, and next to him is 33 Marcus Klein. I'm going to guess he might be the personal protector. Now, there was movement on both sides of the line, and they've signaled it on Bedford. I was going to say, I saw 54 rock back, and McCall come in. So they got the big tackle. Anthony Lett, they list him at 6'5", 265. And he started a little early, so now it's 4th and 13 at the 25. Of course, if you had a play for 18, you got one for 25. Over the middle, he wanted the inside receiver wasn't looking, and he didn't throw far enough for the outside receiver. Bethea, I think, was intended, and if he'd have caught that, he'd have scored.
He was running a double slant in there.
Right. And the Titans hold and take over. There's 30 seconds left to go in the half, and the Titans are on the 25-yard line. Now, Dave McFarland's got 3 times out. So if you're going to leave and get something to drink before the half, I don't advise it. He's got 17-point lead at 19-2. He's got 2 of the more exciting offensive players in the state of Ohio in Dalen Dower and Tyshawn Lighty. I would not be at all surprised to see the hook and ladder here. You've got Evans to the near side with Lighty inside of him, and Evans has got an 8-yard cushion. Snap back.
There's the curl.
There's the hook.
There's the
ladder. They were ready for it.
Yeah.
Tackled by John Law, and that's a name, not a nickname. Timeout with 24 seconds to go. Out across the 30 to the, where are they spotting it? The 39? 34, rather. That's going to leave him 2nd and 1. So it worked. It just didn't work for 75. It worked for 9.
I was listening to Alcorn and Clerico talking on YouTube, and Clerico was talking about teams that put their games on YouTube, and he said he would scout every single one of them.
Right.
But that's one of the things to give the audience,
Right. I mean, I'm sure that, in a perfect world, Coach McFarland would say, I don't want the other teams to see all, we've got 8 games on film now. I don't want them to see that. But on the other hand, he also understands that this is about the kids and
parents are looking at them and the fans.
And kids at college that played last year. I hear that all the time. I formation. McDowell is in front of Dower. Love to watch McDowell lead block. Toss sweep. McDowell looking for somebody to hit. Can't find him. Dower's first down across the 50 and thrown down. He's got the first down. That'll stop the clock. Timeout. Lorraine will keep it stopped.
See, I think Dower's not this type of runner, but once he realized he's going to get tackled, he might as well just went out of bounds.
Well, I can see both sides of that because He can score from anywhere.
Exactly.
And
He
I
might have-
said that last week when Tyshawn Lighty caught that ball right in front of me on the sidelines. And the next thing I know, he'd made a spin move and 2 jump cuts and was in the end zone.
Yeah, there was a game where Lorraine scored the same number of touchdowns as
Right.
as
Got beat on the 2-point extra points.
I see,
For all
yeah,
of you,
but- yeah.
for all of you, if we had a kicker, we'd win. Well, we had a kicker, and we got beat by the team that didn't.
Yeah.
Because they made some 2s and we make it 1s. 16 seconds to go. It's first and might as well be goal at the 49. Jackson rolling to the near side. He's got Lighty out here. Throws it behind Lighty. I'm not sure if that was going to be the other way, the hook and ladder, because Evans had circled around behind. I don't know if you saw that.
I kind of I seen how they ended up.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10 with 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, you have to throw something way underneath because you see Bedford is just bailing out and going as deep as you can.
Now, Dower's going to be the only back in the backfield with Jackson. Devontae Jackson and Cario Edwards are to the short side, the far side. Evans lined up behind Lighty on the near side.
I'd trust Dower running the ball.
You got one left, that's for sure. Jackson pulls it down, runs.
He couldn't make it out of bounds.
There should have been one left.
This.
I looked quick at the clock, and I'd swear there was one on there, but the referee says no.
Yep.
So we've played 2 at the George, 19 for the Titans, 2 for the Bearcats. We'll be back with the Marching Titans after this timeout.
Hi, my name is George Click. I'm 16 years old and in 10th grade at Lorraine High School. I'm studying video production through Lorraine High's Career Tech Education program. My first class was video production itself, and my second class was web design. I have a big imagination. Video production is a great release for it. The program is fun, interactive, and hands-on. You learn about the cameras and their functions in a comfortable environment. You spend a lot of time editing video using Adobe Photoshop and Premiere. My video production instructor, Mr. Trout, helped me a lot. He helps you with anything you need help with. He's good at explaining how things work. Taking this video production class is what really made me want to go into this field. This program at Lorraine High helped give me confidence. I now know that this is what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorraine High's Video Production Career Tech program.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Back here, opening kickoff of the second half. Rodriguez pops it up, taking it about the 28 and brought ahead. That is one of the runners. That's 33, Marcus Klein, who gets it out to the 36, where Bedford will take over. Entertaining halftime show. Both bands out there in their rain gear, so of course the rain has let up, Tom. It's gotten chillier.
And the wind's blowing.
Yep.
It might affect the passing game. I don't know how much.
Well, the wind is definitely at the back of the Bedford Bearcats,
yes,
who trail 19-2 here as they put it in play.
And they might have to take advantage of it this quarter because Lorraine will get it the next quarter.
1st and 10 at their 36. Personnel issues. Hester wasn't in for one thing, the quarterback. Number 2, Giovanni Holmes, last man on. Hester's going to go up under center. As we said, he is listed at 5'11", buck and a half. Now there's a whistle.
Someone called
timeout. This is how you get to be 1-7, Tom. It's a how-to.
Yeah, they just came from the locker room where most of those things get discussed.
And you know you're going to start the half with the ball. So, confusion and lack of concentration.
Yeah.
So Bedford burns one on the first play of the second half. Now, as you know, I've been in the huddle there, you know, where Coach McFarland, Coach Wilt are. You don't have anything more to tell the kids.
No, you just talk to them for 20 minutes in the locker room.
It's not like, hey, wait, I just thought of something. Bedford did I've got an idea. Let's only use 10. We'll trick them. So Bedford back out after a head check. Tight end on the far
they're coming
side
out
of
in
the
their
line.
tight end formation.
This is an old one. Receivers one to each side, tight end to the far side.
They're still missing
Oh, they're good.
Oh, they're
Straight
unbalanced.
back, yep. Rolling as Hester gets away from Melendez. Downfield's going to have a first down. Cairo Smith stays up high and gives him a how'd you do across the 45. Going to move the sticks and spot him at the 47. One of the few times Melendez got caught up holding up the tight end, which made the pass not be available.
But you don't have outside contain.
We didn't have any flex contain that. So 1st and 10 once again, this time at the 47. 11-yard run by freshman Raymel Hester. Titans show blitz now back out. 4-man down on the line. Straight ahead. That is Stone. Through the middle, Jalen Cheers from his outside backer, but again the Titans give up a big gain. That's 11 on the first play, 13 on the second play, and they wind the clock.
You have to slow them down here.
I formation again, straight back. Hester wants to throw, throws it out. And Evans bothered the view of Holmes. That thing was a BB, Tom.
I think Evans had a better chance of catching than Holmes did, maybe.
Well, I mean, that thing was whistling.
Yeah.
And with Evans in front of him, I mean, that had to get there in a hurry.
And we mentioned Hester was a 9th grader. It's a strong arm for a 9th grader.
Titans had 241 yards of offense in the first half. Bedford. $143, hence the 19-2 score. A loss of 1 there straight ahead. Now, that was interesting. Who'd they send in there?
They're bouncing an 84 out, so I think they're the tight ends out. So
yeah, he is. 3rd down and 10. So 3 receivers to the near side as they put 15, Ryan Cloud in the slot. Single setback is Stone. Snap back, bobbled on the ground, picked up by Hester. He's rolling, chased by Cairo Smith. In trouble, got a pass away. You're going to have a 1st down. Nice improv.
Nice catch, actually, too.
Yep, number 19, Viterio Smith-Lowry moves the sticks with a gain of 15.
I see Hester's limping a little bit. Now, he was limping a little bit in the first half, but
boy, he was right at the sticks when he let that go. And Smith-Lowry put his head down and got across the 30, which is what he needed for the 1st down. So 1st and 10 at the 29. Bedford with their best sustained possession thus far. Now, there's the 3 down lineman. Cheers faking a blitz on the near side. Give us to Stone straight ahead. And Malik McCall first on the scene from his defensive end spot. No gain.
Well, he came
loss
in
of a yard.
Untouched, yeah.
He had the inside gap there, I guess. And he came in and just worked his way down the line. So they look from the side. Sticking with the shotgun, 3 receivers to the far side. Ryan Cloud's listed at 5'8", 167. He's on the wing. He's a little fella. Snap again low, picked up at the ankles. Hester wants it all. Hester's got a man out there. Cam Davis gets over and at the last minute knocks it away. I think that was Holmes, number 2. And good adjustment while the ball was in the air by number 20.
So I'm questioning Bedford. I think their tight end, and sometimes their unbalance is their best offensive.
Yeah, I don't understand either. It's almost like we worked on it, so we got to do it now because here's two to each side, and back to the gun with the running back Stone to the near side of the QB. Straight back. I'll tell you what would help Hester a lot. From Jalen Cheers came from behind, and how Hester didn't fumble that ball, I don't know.
Yeah, did I mention loaf of bread a little earlier? Because he was carrying just that same way.
4th down now at the 33. He's going to have about 13 or 14 to go. It's 4 down territory, especially down 17. Cheers comes on a blitz late and just kept playing. Melendez kind of forced Hester to take a sidestep, and Cheers got him. 8:20 and the clock ticking in the 3rd quarter. Trips to the near side. The best receiver, Holmes, is out here. Low snap, got it. Hester on the run, throws it over the head. Cam Davis again on the coverage. That was Viterio Smith-Lowry who made the last catch.
And that was just a little bit too high for him.
Yeah, it was on the run, and it was a tough throw.
Because we had a little bit of heat on him.
It makes you appreciate Jacob Addis even more. Is the gyrations that Hester's having to go through to pull up these snaps that are bouncing. And we've had a bad one tonight, and it's the first bad one I can remember all year. Jackson's in the backfield. He's got 4 receivers to the near side. They are tackle eligible to the far side. And bubble screen, Evans gets a block, stiff arm, across the 40. Give him the 41. So gain of 9, bringing up 2nd down and 2, or 1. Now they run the same formation over to the other side. Colin Thomas is uncovered here on the near side.
But I think they're still going to run the ball up the middle, pick up the first down. I think they got Smith there.
I don't know how that works with numbers in high school, Tom.
I don't know. Do you have to report each time?
He hasn't. Snap back. Jackson wants to throw. He's going to want Dower, the fifth man out. Now he's going to run first down and more across the 50, the 45, the 40, 35, and discretion being the better part of valor.
Hey,
first down. Yeah. Jordan Jackson out of bounds at the 34. First down and a good pickup there. 25 yards for the QB. First half, Dalen Dower, 11 for 124, over 1,000 for the season. Titans had 197 on the ground and 44 through the air. Jackson was 5 of 10. Titans had the one turnover. Jackson, bubble screen. Lighty took it away from...
Who was that intended to?
I don't know. Lighty stepped back. Evans had his hands up, and Lighty stepped back. That was kind of humorous, wasn't it?
Well, maybe that was the design, but it didn't look that way. It looked like he came out of the pack to come back and catch it.
It was. Zach's just kind of shocked. So the game was 5. I mean, you could run, you know what? There's another formation. You could run the hook and ladder right out of that. Now Lighty's over here lonesome to the near side, and that's who he wants. He throws it deep for Tyshawn. Tyshawn got grabbed. It's going to be
15 off that.
It's going to be pass interference, but saving a touchdown was the defender, the opposite number 1, Austin Rozier Bush, as Tyshawn was ready to come underneath him and adjust on that ball, and Rozier Bush just grabbed on. An easy call.
When you're a defensive back on an island like that, you just have to make do.
Well, and, you know, high school, college, it's 15. It's not like it's first down at the 1. So it takes you down to the 15, but otherwise you're lined up for a kickoff. Here it is again. Jackson lets it go, and there's Lighty coming underneath, and there's no complaint from Rozier Bush there that's valid. I formation, the secret weapon in front of Dower. McDowell looking for somebody, found somebody. Dower to the corner, to the house. Dalen's going a little bit farther for this one. First possession of the third quarter ends like the first possession of the first quarter and the first possession of the second quarter on a Dalen Dower touchdown run. This time 15 yards around right end. And there's a flag now. It's got to be on Bedford. There's no Titans. Somebody just got thrown out.
It wasn't a physical altercation.
Somebody just got the heave-ho, and I think it was our buddy, the cornerback. It was.
Yes.
Now, I don't know. Unsportsmanlike, Bedford.
Ejection.
Going to assess it on the kickoff is what the point was. So I don't know if he was ejected or just told to go away for a play. Sometimes officials will do that.
Good ones will.
Yes.
Yeah, get them off the heat of the action.
It's a kid's game. You're just here to facilitate, as the good ones know. Rodriguez from the hold, a nickel. He's straight and true. And it's 26-2. Titans by 24. Why is that important? 30's the running clock. Well, we got a minute before the kickoff. I want to thank the guys and gals from Club TV 20 that are here tonight. Jaden Morales is our replay guy. Guinness White McCollum is here. Elizabeth Husky has been doing graphics. Harley Ann McQuaid, Sundus Deef, and Charles Thompson also here. And we thank you all for being here, along with advisor Terry Trout and co-advisor Joe Bach and Bob Schlenbaker and just a whole host of people, Tom, and they only get to hear from us.
I'll tell you what, but they've been doing a great job of field cameras down sideline action. We got some great close-ups, even during the band time, and let the band march through.
Know, when I started doing this with Joe in the other room years ago, there's the unsportsmanlike. It's going to take it back to the 25. I was, we were excited when Joe had the technology to cut the replays in.
Yeah.
And the credit union was sponsoring. We wouldn't get to see them, but Ron Baccalar or I would say, if you get a chance to see this at home, you'll see on the replay. And it was just the three of us in a little booth down at the other end of this press box. And from then to what it's become is unbelievable, and a credit to Joe and Terry and the commitment Lorain City Schools to the program. And I think we're all grateful for that. Now the ball is marched across the 50 to the 45. Let's see if they have Rodriguez. Now you got two options here. You can onside kick it if you want, or you can just try and kick it to the blue. He's still got a three-step drop here. 1, 2, 3, boom, bombs away. Bounces it, and it's going to roll inside the 5. And
that's his first touchback, I think, of the season.
Well, you know what? That was close to a touchdown, because if it had gone any slower, Jalen Cheers would have picked it up and scored.
Yep.
Because that's a live ball. So it's not just the kicking team that can fall on it. And that thing wasn't going very fast when it hit. He did exactly what we talked about. Kicked it in between two guys on the ground. And the Bedford deep men elected to blow on it and force it into the end zone. Titans on defense. Three-man line, straight back. Hester in the hole, intended for number 5, Jaden Smith, but he was in between.
See, as a young quarterback, he has to learn sometimes he has to put a touch on the ball.
Cairo Smith and Tyshawn Lighty. That ball ended up 60 yards downfield at the opposite 20.
Wind blown a little bit, but really hard thrown.
And the turf.
Yeah.
Skidding. I formation now. Tight end to the near side.
Unbalanced, a tight end.
Right. Handoff hitting the backfield. Not much there, maybe a yard. Cheers came in to clean up. Torres was the first one there. Cairo Smith also in there, along with Matt Weatherspoon, number 12.
It's going to be the same formation, so I assume not quite the same.
Every year there's guys that surprise you, come out of nowhere. And for me this year, it's Matt Weatherspoon, who's all of about 165 pounds, playing on that defensive line and making plays. 4 men down for the Titans now. Smith shoots the gap. It's the throw, short, and Zach Evans said, you might get 5, but you were not going to get a first down. Hit at the 26, and that'll bring up punt time for the Bearcats. This is well done by Zach, knowing the situation, keeps the tight end in front of him, and that's how you hit. See what you hit, and Zach did that and wrapped up.
Now, you can't stop every single pass, but you can make every single tackle.
Right. Okay, so punt formation. Holmes, boot is away. That is Holmes, but he got it underneath that one. And it booms to the 35 and rolls dead at the 38. Where was that in the first half?
That surprised everybody. He went so high now.
He must have caught an updraft.
Well, he's kicking with the wind, so.
Yeah. But he kicked one that way.
the first quarter.
Yeah. So the Titans will take over second time in the third quarter. They scored to open the quarter on their first possession and lead 26-2. Jacob Addis is out as the center. Arthur Lucas, 75, and Yusuf Alzir, 68, are the guards. Tackles are Colin Thomas, 52, and Darian Martinez. Sideshow Bob, for those of you that know him and love him, number 72 at offensive tackle.
See, Zach has gone into
Zach
tight
Evans
end.
is a tight end.
He likes to run a little post from this position.
Let's see if they find him. Well, he's just going to run the ball here. That's Dalen Dower over the 40, over the 1,000-yard mark for the second time in 2 years. McDowell in for Smith. We'll see if that That was Dower that lost his towel that time. Lighty comes out here to the near side, one-on-one. Tight end again. Evans on this side. McDowell and Dower on either side of Jackson. Bedford shows blitz, and it's McDowell. McDowell first down and more. McDowell looking for somebody to run over across the 50 to the 46.
He's a surprising little athlete that he can do all the things that he does.
Straight ahead, and like I said, he looks for people to run over. Jackson, that one. Snap.
No, look at Lighty.
On the run, he's looking for Lighty and threw it, just couldn't keep it in play. Lighty had 3 Bearcats around him, which forced him to be a little bit more precise than he was able as he was running for his life. 2nd and 10.
It's a little kind of hitch and go kind of thing.
As happens more often than not, the winner of the 50-50 comes up to us and tries to hand us the tickets to claim it. Straight ahead, nothing doing. Behind the line for a loss of 2. That was Dower. And there's not a lot you can do when you're going straight ahead.
No.
And they guessed right. They are loading up against the run, and they're also blitzing. This is the LEL. We're going to rush one more than you can block and see if you can find a receiver.
I'd like to see a little option coming this way.
That would be nice. Jackson rolling to the far side. Dower looking for screen pass to Cairo Smith. Cairo crossed the 45 down to the 43. Got the loss back in a couple more. It's going to bring up 4th and 8. One of the things you can do there against that. Now, what would be interesting there would be to run the same look, only throw it the other way to
a little screen of the other side.
Yeah, to Lighty. 4th down and 6, 7. Jackson rolling, throwing. First down. Zach Evans to the sticks and turn around right at the 34. Nice pitch and catch there.
That pass is almost unstoppable to a big athlete like that and a hard thrower like Jackson.
Zach Evans came to Lorraine High last January at the semester, and Zach Evans, Cairo Smith, and Jordan Jackson spent a lot of time together working out and pitching and catching. And you can see how comfortable Jackson and Evans are together. Jackson again, screen pass out to Dower. Dower makes a move, cuts it up. Nicely defensed.
Yeah, he's kind of shadowed him all the way.
That was number 14, Devin Hibbett.
Dalen was trying to put some moves on him, but he got his 5-6 yards.
We sound disappointed when we only get 5, but that puts you ahead of the sticks. But 14, you'll see him he got outside, and he wouldn't let him get to the corner and forced him to come back where the help is. Because if Devin gets around him to the outside, it's over. I formation, McDowell in the front.
Pitch right.
Straight ahead, Dower, head down. Got a couple down to the 28. 3rd down. Minute 48 to go, 3rd quarter, clock running. Back to the gun, backs to either side on 3rd and 4. Jackson changing the play at the line. He's got Lighty and Evans out here. One-on-one DeCario up top. Snap back, bubble screen, Tyshawn Lighty, the whole team there. and Lighty gets down to the 25. It's going to be 4th and 1. Could have been a lot worse as he was hit behind the line.
He did a roll, kind of butt roll kind of thing. Never touched the ground, but anything but his hand, though.
I like it when Ricky Amador's here so I can ask him what buttons that is on the Xbox controller, because these moves are not. Look at head down, one leg, one hand, another spin. 4th and 1, I formation. Going to give it to the secret weapon, or are you going to just have Dower follow him? Off right guard, I'm guessing.
Left end.
Yep, good call. You win. He's going to have the first down. He gets the corner inside the 20, inside the 15, and knocked out and down. Dalen Dower to the 15, first down.
You could see they had no contain out there.
Yeah. I thought they might just run it straight ahead
with only a half yard to go.
Yeah. First and 10 at the 15. 26 seconds to go. Clock stopped on the out of bounds. Lighty behind Evans. They're still talking about that bubble screen. Still McDowell, and that's him. Isaiah inside the 10. Knocked a couple down. Finished off the run down at about the 7. It'll be the last play of the third quarter. Well, it's all Titans right now. 26 for Lorain, 2 for the Bearcats. We'll be back with the 4th after this timeout.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Back here at the George. 12 minutes to play. Lorain all over Bedford, 26-2. And they have it. Second down, and it's a secret because the one chain marker's not, oh, there it is. Man was tying his shoe, I'm sorry. Stack formation to the near side. I think they're probably going to keep it on the ground, don't you?
Yes.
Unless they want
no, mate,
get
we're
one
both
to
on.
Zach. They were looking for Edwards on a slant. Jackson. You know what? There's a little bit of learning right there. Because last week in a very similar spot, on a very similar play, Jordan Jackson threw an interception in the end zone. And this time he kept it.
He just can't throw it willy-nilly. If you want to throw it away, you got to
Right.
throw it away.
I mean, he had a receiver that was open over the middle, but it would have required him throwing it across his body, and I'm glad he didn't. Loss brings up 3rd and 5 at the 10. I'm sure Coach Patterson is lobbying for a field goal if they don't make it, but I'm sure that they'll go for it because they want the running clock. Straight back. Dower makes one miss. Hit, bounce to the outside. He's going to score. Dalen Dower for the 4th time to the house.
How did he get out of that situation he was in?
Dower's got 3 10s, Tom.
Oh, yeah?
3 10-yard touchdowns and a 15.
And he has a couple of long runs that he got stopped at the 10.
Right.
Right there. How did he get out of that?
I have no idea. And then
once he gets out of it, he's clear because everyone is.
I mean, once he got out of it, I could score. Because they were all in the middle.
Exactly. They're closing in on him. Yeah,
Rodriguez, Torres to snap, nickel to hold, low snap brought up, and nope, pushed it.
A little wide right, isn't it?
I don't think that ball was upright when he kicked it. They're talking about it right now. The snap was low. And that wasn't Kelvin Torres. Oh, yeah, there he is. I was going to say, because I didn't see him out there. Well, with the score 32-2, the clock will run, and you might be able, if you're careful, and you find out where he's at and take his helmet, you might be able to give Kelvin Torres the rest of the night off. But you're going to have to hide his helmet.
Yeah, because he'll be out there.
Yep.
Yeah, campaigning to get back in.
Alzier with a hug for Dower down on the sideline. Dalen's turf toe is getting better. I mean, he was an impressive player last week, and again this week has been the show. As we said he was over 1,000 for the year in the first half with 124. He's got to be near 200 now.
And so still 4 touchdowns. I can't remember.
He had 4 last year at Bedford, believe it or not.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's because they scored almost 48.
That was 54-48, I think.
Yeah, 48 points.
Rodriguez will kick with the wind. Let's see, just boots it away. It spins. Just pulled it a little bit to the 18 and out of bounds. See, with more experience, if he might be better off moving the ball off the center of the field and doing that.
Maybe, yeah. Had it been maybe out to the other hash?
If he's at the other hash, that ball stays in bounds, and if it's not fielded, it'll go into the end zone. So you live, you learn, I guess. And he's got another year of learning. Well, Torres is still out there. I guess he's been told all it can do is hurt. Dominic Della Pola, 59 in. On the nose. Straight ahead to give. That's Kelvin Torres.
Probably was.
He had the ankles. The runner was number 5, Jaden Smith. He's been a non-factor this half. With the clock running and 10 minutes to go, I haven't wanted to jinx him, but this has been one of the cleanest games in terms of penalties that the Titans have played this year. There hasn't been the silly mistake. Pass in front of Davis and across the 50.
That was a hard hit.
That was Tyshawn Lighty, I believe. That was number 19, Verterio Smith-Lowry, and that'll move the sticks. On the gain, let's see where they mark it, right on the line. There's that round off again, yeah. Tom, gain of 15. That's a happy Titan bench after last week's frustrations where they just couldn't get a stop when they needed one.
And push over one more score.
You had the same number of touchdowns, but you were short on the extra points because you missed one early or got one blocked early and you were chasing the 2. Handoff, sweep. There's a flag behind it. Run down by Malik McCall, Cairo Smith, Tyshawn Lighty. Holding on Bedford, and that was a quick one. There's the signal, holding on the Bearcats. So that'll take it back from the 51 to the 61. Let's see where they're going to start it from the line. From the 50 back to the 40. Makes walking so much easier.
This has been Bedford's average for the last few weeks, except for last week. I think they were in a tight one, but other than that, they have been giving up 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns every game.
Hester straight back, quarterback draw of some sort, but he didn't draw that well.
He's seen Evans coming. He ducked in, and then Evans went inside and met him.
Zach Evans has had a marvelous football game tonight.
Yes, defensively and offensively.
Right. I mean, he hasn't had the stats offensively. He's had some other games. I mean, last week he threw a 52-yard pass on top of things, but defensively he's been, just a nightmare for these. Steps up inside of him and then forced back. And that was Melendez that forced him to step inside, and Zach was there to wrap up. Hester, low snap. I don't know how he makes that handoff from that spot. Della Pola and Torres were there, along with Evans again. And that was number 15, Ryan Cloud, the running back. He jogs off. This program has had a history. At one time, they had 2 or 3 players in the NFL. Lee Evans and Chris Chambers played on the same team and played in the NFL. They'll be back. Straight back. Hester wants to throw. Throws a deep out. Knocked away. All 3 went up. That was nice job by Devin Zarinsky and Cam Davis, who bracketed the receiver, who was number 5, Jaden Smith. Zarinsky got there. That's been, the difference is the close from the inside to out. Punt formation now. Adrian Mills goes back with 6:25 to go. That'll tell you how quick these running clock quarters go.
I think he's a little too far back because he's kicking into the wind.
Well, he kicked it into the up back. Doesn't matter who falls on it. It's going to be Lorraine's ball. I mean, the reason to fall on it was to keep it from being returned. 15's the guy that's got the ball mark, I think, on him. We'll get another look.
It was it blocked or is it just?
I think it was kicked into the. Was it blocked? No, I think it was just kicked into the up man. Here we'll see. I mean, is it just? Oh, it's just a shank.
Okay.
He almost whiffed.
Yeah. Nice slow motion on that one too.
And then with the bounce, he's going to get a minus 15 for that. That's hard to do on a punt.
And it ruined your average.
Yeah, because it's not a block. It doesn't go down as a block. Anthony Harley, number 6, in next to Jackson now. Lighty is out here. He wants to throw. He wants Lighty long. Floats it for him. Tyshawn Lighty to the house.
Yes, he did cut it. I heard one of the people in the stands say, did he catch that?
So Tyshawn Lighty's got a pair of 25s. Has his second 25-yard touchdown pass. And that was get inside the defensive back and give your quarterback a lane. And Jordan Jackson threw a strike. Steps up inside and, nicely done.
Right in between 2 defenders.
Yeah. Neither one of which knew the ball was coming. With 5:28 to go, Titans adjust here. 38-2 now. Rodriguez, better spot, kick a little bit more height, and that one is true. (39-2) Lorraine. All over this one. Scoring points hasn't been a real problem all year.
No. Stopping sometimes the very good teams from overscoring.
I think the Titans have been 20 or above every game, I believe.
I'm sure they have been.
I don't remember the
Euclid, they had
it was 42-21.
21.
I don't remember what the final score was in the
Canadian
Clarkson game. But it hasn't been a problem.
It was 30. It's 38-28. It was a 10-pointer.
Okay, and it's just been a problem stopping people.
And they're going to graduate a wealth of defensive players.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Of the front 7, I think 6 are
7,
gone.
Yeah.
In the secondary, we got some young ones out there in the secondary.
You've got Jackson and Manning are sophomores. But you're going to graduate a bunch there. Now, Della Polo's been playing a little bit up front. He's an underclassman. Boot is away, and that one's going right to the cameraman. He does not know how close he came, I don't think. That's where I stood last week and almost got winged a couple times. I put my hand up for a fair catch the one time. Is that one of ours? Who is that? Charles Thompson down there for TV 20. So intent on doing his job, he didn't know he was almost collateral damage. 5 minutes to go, clock running. Bedford with the ball once again. Titans would like to pitch the defensive shutout. Only score has been the safety. Out pattern for the tight end, and he just lost his gription on it. That's Malik Simmons. And just on the fingertips where he couldn't control it. Esteban Masari, number 60, out there in coverage. Mills and Zarinsky are in at safeties. Now Delapola hobbles off. Over the ball is 48 Cameron Ortiz. Masari showing blitz. Straight back. He doesn't come. Over the middle. Nice pitch and catch there over the linebacker for the first down. Adrian Mills up from the safety to make the tackle. That was a nice pitch by Hester. Simmons caught the ball. It was right over the top in the reach of Cairo Smith. And the gain was 18 for a first down. This is a freshman QB. Marcus Klein is the up back in the eye now. Snap back, fake, wants to throw, throws it out here off the hands of his receiver, Smith Lowry. And you could see the way that ball fluttered off his hands, how he just got them tangled up a little bit.
He's thrown into that wind, you know, that causes the ball to do funny things.
So doesn't stop the clock, and we're at 3:15. I was going to say clock stops on the incompletion, but I remembered it doesn't. 39-2 Titans. So get well Friday, because it's going to be that, Tom. Straight back is Hester. Down the middle deep, intercepted. That is Adrian Mills. Adrian Mills can run, and he just goes out of bounds at about the 42. Going to be hard to put this one on a line, Tom.
Well, he just played center field like a great safety. You know, now he was just free safety, and then ball came right to him.
Good for Adrian. He's had probably not the season he's dreamed of, but he's making a play here. There was another Titan right there, up over the top of.
I don't know if that was Manning or not. I couldn't see.
I couldn't tell who that was.
I'm saying Manning.
No, it wasn't Manning.
He's out?
I believe he is.
I can see him on the sideline now, yeah.
And it wasn't Zarinsky, so it had to be the corner over there. It might have been Devontae Jackson. Now, they're counting to 11 as they huddle up. Jace Tarpley is going to be in on the offensive line. Jaheim Lusain, 56. Big B, Beyond Smith Belcher, 74. Number 70, Isaiah Harrison. And
he's quarterback in Jackson?
Devontae Jackson. And we're going to have a different center from the first time that I can remember, Tom. I think that's Isaiah Harrison, the JV center. Going to be over the ball.
It's
out
nice.
Here in the slot, Ethan Nickel, the holder. Masari at wide receiver with a number 60 on. Snap back, straight ahead. Mills breaks a tackle, gets the legs churning, got about 5 with 1:43 to go. Adrian Mills working hard. Let's see who else is out there. I got 82, Ethan Nickel in the slot. The receiver on the far side is 87, Dominic Witter. He's a senior. Anthony Harley, number 6, is in the backfield with Mills. I don't want to run it up, but I'd love to see Adrian Mills break one. Snap back. This one is Harley, and he got the how'd you do and dropped the football. And that is going to stop the clock and give the ball to Bedford. He got hit about the time the handoff hit, and just never had a handle on it. And for Bedford, on top of the ball was 42, Elijah Middlebrooks. And they'll take over with 1:05 to go at the 43-yard line. And what that'll do is alleviate some of the traffic.
Yeah.
It's trying to beat the band, because once the band goes to leave, they stop the traffic on Oberlin Avenue.
And which is smart.
Because they've got a block walk. Smith Belcher in now at defensive end. I think we've either got 8 or 13, but we don't have 11.
Lorraine had to call timeout just because you see the first teamers were running back out there. They want to make substitutions for this last couple plays.
What was that? Cairo.
Cairo wants in back in.
That's the move that Lighty put on that one first down. McDowell's trying to get back out there.
They're all campaigning.
Cheers is still out there. That's what they're saying. If Cheers can play, why can't I? Cam Ortiz is out there, 48. He's a senior getting some action. Jackson is still out there. Zarinsky is still out there. Good for him and Mills at safety. Straight back to throw is Hester. He's looking for it all. He's trying to throw it to the band. He's got a man out there. Jackson picks it. Devontae Jackson brings it back to the 19, and the 4th turnover.
Now, that was just being an opportunist right there.
Well, he was in great position and batted the ball away from the receiver, and I think accidentally intercepted it, to be honest.
But this ball went quite along in the air.
Jackson bounced it up with the left and then caught it with 2.
Yeah. You know, and defensive backs work that tip drill all the time.
1st and 10 at the 20, and there is 20 seconds, and the clock is ticking. The Titans won't even run a play, I don't think.
I thought the clock stops on a change of
Well,
positions.
they started. It was spotted ready for play.
Oh, as soon as I didn't know it got spotted.
So 9 seconds to go.
Victory formation.
They're going into victory formation. That's Jackson up under. They're not even going to bother to do that.
Yeah.
The best victory formation is doesn't have to snap it at all. There's the flag. That the other 4 officials are pointing at that guy saying, "What are you thinking?"
Just
as
ask
the
me
clock
why.
has 000 on it, and the Titans go to 5-4 on the year, 39-2 over Bedford. Tom, thoughts?
Yes. This is a good game to get everyone's attitude back. You can't overlook Shaw coming up next week.
Right.
But you think that might be a win there. But you got to root for, I think, Maple Heights to beat Cleveland Heights at the last game, and that assures.
Well, the Titans can't win the title
So
because Maple Heights has 0.
But you want
Cleveland
them
Heights
to,
has 2. They could be, or has 1. They could be second tie.
Yes, so you could tie for second.
Yeah.
Rather, you know you can't win the championship, but work your way up. So that gives them some incentive to play against Shaw. But you know you never can overlook Shaw.
Right.
You remember last year?
Well, we had fits with. They remember Justin got hurt, and Dalen played quarterback for the first time, and they ran sweep right and sweep left the whole second half, except that Dalen threw the touchdown pass to his brother. And that's also the place where Blake Bartlome caught the two-point conversion on a botched extra point.
Yeah.
We've got some highlights here of some of the scoring plays. Let's go over to Jaden Morales and see what we've got. First drive of the game, it's Dalen Dower straight ahead and bouncing it to the corner, and that would be a theme. Stranger danger with the kick, and it's 7-0 right now. 7-2 here, and here's Dower again, and this is the play where Cario Edwards just blocked the cornerback into the end zone, and it's 13-2. Before half, it's Jordan Jackson on a rollout, and look at this, so he doesn't go over the line. He jumps up in the air and gets it to Tyshawn Lighty for the score. 19-2 as the pass didn't work for the conversion. First possession of the second half, it's Dower again, this time from 15. And again, the wide receiver blocking has been a hallmark of this team all year. Again, Mark Rodriguez with the kick. Jackson back. Jackson to Lighty. And that was the last touchdown of the game to make it 39-2 with this kick. And there it is. So the Titans, as we say, they go to 5-4 on the season. It's not the season that they want, but you can only have the season that you can have.
Yeah.
And there it is as Dower does his airplane imitation and all fall down. Dalen Dower just has fun. So, for Joe Bach, Bob Schlenbaker, Terry Trout for Club TV 20, for my partner Tom Bauer, this is Jay Ferguson reminding everybody it's a great time to be a Titan.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.